Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm very pleased to bring you a review on the Neca Gremlins Ultimate Stripe figure. I love this film. I grew up watching Gremlins, and it's just the perfect movie if it's like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. You've just had Christmas dinner and you're flicking around the channels on the TV and you just catch Gremlins as it's starting and you think to yourself, ooh, I found my movie. Because, I mean, to me personally, you know, it ain't Christmas until Gremlins comes on, so I always get... there's been a few Christmases on TV in the UK where they haven't shown Gremlins at all. And quite recently they did show it on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, one of those. I was very happy. I'm always happy when I see Gremlins on TV. It's one of those films I'd rather watch it when it's on TV and everyone else is watching it at the same time as you all over the country, rather than just getting the DVD out and watching it that way. It's just nice to know when it's actually showing on the TV channel around Christmas time and you think to yourself, oh man, everyone's watching Gremlins. It's good times right there. But yeah, man, let me just zoom in. You can get a look up. And get a look at the write-up here. A gadget salesman is looking for a special gift for his son and finds one at a store in Chinatown. The shopkeeper is reluctant to part with the mogwai, but sells it to him and with a warning to never expose him to bright light, water, or feed him after midnight. All of this happens and the result is a gang of gremlins that decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve. Sweet pictures, man. They look absolutely awesome. I can't wait to have some fun with this thing. So, we've got Gizmo coming, and the regular Gremlin coming tomorrow probably, so look out for more reviews on Neca Gremlins coming up in the next few days, but we're going to start with Stripe. Alright, so I just need to undo his twisty ties, but unfortunately I'm seeing a bit of warpage on his left leg there, so maybe if I heat that up I can fix it. I've got those little plastic base stand things that you can put the, sort of plug their foot into to keep him balanced and standing up. But everything else looks okay, but just got a bit of a warped foot there. It's not too bad. I really like the skateboard. Very impressed with that. Now, as I mentioned briefly in the video when I actually bought this in Brighton when I went to visit Nick, I was surprised at how big this was. I was expecting it to be kind of in a 1/6 scale kind of gremlin form so that I could have him terrorizing my 1/6 scale figures, like the ones over there. But he's bigger than that, so maybe he's closer to a 1/4 scale gremlin. I'm not sure, so I have to compare him to some bigger figures like these ones over here, see if he can maybe terrorize the 1/4 scale collection. I think he'd be too small for that, so I don't know, we'll see. Skateboard is really cool. I mean, it's basically a mini skateboard. It's awesome. Like, you can do tricks. Let's see, I'm gonna do a little ollie here. Oh, oh, go back. This chainsaw is serious business, man. This is massive. Really great detail. All of the text, nothing messy. It's just a plastic piece, but it's really big. I mean, again, it's making me wonder what exact scale this is in comparison to, say, a Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure, because this is so big, I can imagine a 1/6 scale Hot Toys figure holding onto this and it looking in proportion. I could be wrong, I might have to try that later, but I am curious what scale this gremlin is in comparison to other kind of figures. Interesting. Very nice though, very nice chainsaw. I forget the exact name of this, but it comes with it and it looks dangerous. It's not too sharp or anything. I mean, it's a little bit sharp. It's plastic, but yeah. Now, these twisty ties are different. They're not really twisty ties anymore. They're, I mean, from the front, they look like twisty ties, sort of. No, they're more rubbery, or elasticy. I don't know. But either way, they look a lot easier to, remove. I reckon I can just pull and these will come loose. Well, here he is, and he's absolutely glorious. I am very happy. I do have a slightly warped left leg on mine, but I think that might straighten itself out in due course. He just looks incredible. And the mouth opens and closes, the ears can move. The elbow bend is really good. The articulation so far seems just great. So I'm going to have some fun with this guy. I'm very curious about height comparisons between this thing and other figures, so I'm going to show that to you as well. But first impressions are strong. I mean, they really did a good job. I've never owned any other Neca Gremlins 1 figures. Like I said, I do have the Stripe Gremlin, as in the Gremlins 2 Spider Gremlin. I have him, but that's about it. So, new territory for me, and it's something really different looking. And like I said at the beginning, it means a lot to me because Gremlins, you know, is a special part of my childhood. So this is really cool. It looks really real. I expect him to move, man. Neca did an amazing job, as they usually do. Such a cool looking piece. So he's standing up on his own, but I'll probably go ahead and use one of these anyway. This is what I'm talking about. You get these on eBay. Just type in Neca base or Neca stand. It says ProTech. ProTech. Okay. So Neca ProTech base, and then that just clips in under his foot there, just in case you want him to be extra secure. There's probably all kinds of different bases you can get for him. But what a great figure. Can't wait to see the rest of these when they turn up tomorrow. Get them all standing together. I'm going to need, so, you know, I've got this guy, got a regular Gremlin coming, got Gizmo coming, but I need at least 2 more regular Gremlins. You need a bit of an army when it comes to these guys. You got to have a few. I mean, they're quite pricey. Well, they're not pricey, but once you start to try and get multiples, then it gets pricey. But I think they're really good value for what you get. I mean, this was £35, and that seems more than fair to me for what you're getting. It's very, very well done. I will say though, I can see how this bit would break off easily. Mine's okay. And there's all these weird hairs. I think these hairs are from the top of his head up here. He's got an amazing side profile. But I think, I mean, I can see that joint in there and how that would be quite easy to break. See, my leg's a bit warped and the knee doesn't want to bend very much. So I'm not going to force it. I'm going to try and mostly use the articulation where the leg joins onto his torso or the waist. And maybe just try getting the skateboard poses and stuff to work that way, but I'm not going to risk breaking him because you know, it'd be a pain in the butt needing to send him back, and or hopefully they just replace it. I don't know, but so far so good though. But I can definitely see in that joint there under his kneecap how that could be potentially a fragile zone. You know, be very careful. But what an amazing looking piece. He's kind of got wet looking skin. He just looks so naughty. Gizmo, or as they probably say these days, Gizmo. You know it's not Gizmo, it's Gizmo. Gizmo. No, it's a G, not a J. Gizmo. So here we have the Gremlins 1 Stripe Gremlin by Neca next to the Gremlins 2 Spider Gremlin, also by Neca, but from a few years ago. Now, I love this figure and it's absolutely fantastic. I had to have it. It's very, you know, it's a very eye-catching piece, very unique in part of a collection. There's not much else that's going to look like this. And it's from a great movie. I love Gremlins 2. It's really funny, and you know, I can just watch it again and again. But I guess the original is still obviously the best. Something very magical about that first one. Plus, I really do prefer just the original design and color scheme of the Gremlins themselves. Although Gremlins 2 shortly had, it's definitely had some hilarious different types of Mogwai and, you know, Gremlins. They really went for it. They really did. Neca also made the Bat Gremlin from Gremlins 2. I always thought that was a really creepy scene where it goes up to the top of the church and becomes, you know, a gargoyle because of the cement. But this piece never really fit with anything, and I never knew what to do with it, and for a while it's been in storage. But now that I got this guy and 2 others coming, he finally makes sense to me now, and I've got a newfound love for it because he kind of has his brothers with him. So just look at this thing, man. It's about 2-3 years old, maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe someone can correct that or let me know exactly how old this piece is now. It doesn't feel too old, but definitely older than this newer one here. But size-wise, it all works out. The heads are about the same size. The ears are about the same size, give or take a tiny bit. But yeah, they're basically in scale to each other, so that all works out nicely. There's a lot to, you know, to buy when it comes to Neca Gremlin stuff. They did everything from Gremlins 2, I think. Even the electric one that's basically just a flat piece of plastic in the shape of a gremlin. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it to a minimum. Maybe just try and grab that Bat Gremlin later on. but I'm going to just concentrate on Gremlins 1 for now. See if I can sort out a cool display for this guy with some regular Gremlins and a gizmo. But yeah, like I said, it's given me new love for this piece right here, having this guy arrive. They look good together. Part 1 and part 2. I'll just give you a look at this thing. I'm pretty sure I've already reviewed this on the channel. I'm sure I have. I can't remember doing it, but it was a few years ago. Look at the paintwork on this. This moves a little bit. It all articulates. You know, every one of these legs, there's a joint there. At the actual connection, there's a joint as well. The head moves, the jaw opens and closes, the arms move, the elbows move, the shoulders move, everything moves. Really incredible color. Great paintwork on it. So you can just see there. And Neca provide this cool base, which holds them up. But just turn it around a little bit. Hit that brightness, turn it down. There you go. Look at that. Wow. So close the mouth. Looks really creepy and sinister. Head moves and all that good stuff. Get him to look down. His wrist turns, goes up and down like this. Can turn, elbow joint, shoulder joint, the whole caboodle. Man, you can do anything. Look at that, really creepy, just hanging there. Just, yeah. Yep. Stuff of nightmares right there. An amazing piece. Absolutely amazing. I contemplated selling this recently. I sold my, well, I sold some stuff, but this was one of the pieces because, like I say, before I got this one, he just didn't really fit in with anything, and I did think about selling him, and I would have been really kicking myself because I would have got this anyway. I always intended to get the Ultimate Stripe, but I really would have regretted selling this guy, so thank God he's still here. Absolutely awesome. Just open their mouth. Very cool. I'm just checking out some of his articulation here. So I managed to raise the arms up. The kind of armor on his shoulder here, that just kind of goes into the groove there. So very cleverly done. Great articulation here, and well, there's one joint, two joint, three joints, you know. Okay, so let's check him out with a Hot Toys figure. Scale wise, he ain't too bad. That looks about right, doesn't it? I mean, it's just his accessories threw me off. I mean, mind you, that skateboard looks pretty in scale with Deadpool. Well, we might be able to have some fun here, folks. We might just be able to have ourselves a good time. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, scale-wise, that's actually not too bad. I'm liking that. Deadpool's got a friend. Alright, so height comparison with other figures. You've got Hot Toys Deadpool, and to me, he looks pretty much perfectly in scale with Deadpool. Could be completely wrong. I'm just going from, you know, the kind of pictures in my head that I'm getting from memories of the movie. So that seems about right with Hot Toys Deadpool. And there he is next to the NECA Retro Cloth Chucky. And yeah, I don't know about that so much, but that could be right. Gremlin is a little bit ahead of Chucky there, so I'll put them in line with each other. So you guys let me know in the comments if you think that is if that's accurate scale wise. And then we'll bring him over to Freddy. There's Freddy Krueger. That's the Sideshow Collectibles Freddy, but he's been pretty heavily customized. I've got a completely different sweater for him. You know, he's been repainted in a lot of places, and his pants have been switched out for black ones. But there he is next to the Gremlin by NECA. That again looks pretty accurate to me as far as scale of both characters side by side like that. And over to Michael Myers. It's a shame to block the view with that awesome knife he's holding there, but there he is behind the Gremlin again. That looks pretty good to me scale wise. Looks about right. It's nice to have the Gremlin. I mean, he's not as horrific as some of these guys, but he is, in my head, part of the essential kind of horror lineup. You got to have some Gremlins. Here he is beside Jason from part 3. That's the Sideshow piece. Sideshow Collectibles, that is. But yeah, this Michael Myers is a completely custom figure. You can't buy that in shops. Put together from parts from different artists. Very hard, but that's all on the channel. If you're wondering about this, because I know there's Myers fans out there, details are already on the channel. Multiple videos, check them out, they're on there. There he is, a little height comparison. I think he looks good, man, compared to all these 1/6 figures. I think the scale seems to work pretty good for me, so I am very happy with that. That works out. Might have to build myself a Gremlin army. Well, would you look at that? The Neca Gremlin chainsaw seems to work perfectly in scale with a 1/6 scale figure. Look at Jason holding that chainsaw. Forget about it. Run. 10-second head start, then he's coming. Oh my god, look at that. Well, I'm happy. He's happy, he's happy, he's happy. We're all happy. Look at that. 1/6 scale chainsaw. Thank you for the awesome accessory, Neca. I shall be using this. I think I might go ahead and leave Jason like that. Damn. Well, I'm just really happy about the fact that the accessories seem to fit with everyone. Look, even Freddy's getting in on the action. He's got Gremlin's skateboard there. He looks quite happy with himself. Chucky's got a new toy. He's happy. Everyone's happy. Apart from the Gremlin, because they've all stolen his accessories. But that's how it is, man. You come into the room, you got to share. That's right. Well, this is just an awesome piece right here. Yep. Neca went and did it again. Definitely want to go on record, though, in the video as saying he is definitely a bit bigger than 1/6 scale. Like, for instance, the skateboard wouldn't really come that far up your leg, would it? It's a bit bigger than usual. And the chainsaw, when you think about how big a chainsaw usually is, that does look a bit oversized, but it does fit in his hands, and it looks natural enough to me. The skateboard looks pretty good as well. So, you know, I think his accessories would work for 1/6 scale figures. They seem to be working here, I'm showing you. And, you know, he might be a bit bigger than 1/6 scale, really, but, you know, not by much. Alright, so we'll check him out next to a 1/4 scale figure. And here's the Hot Toys Batman Begins. I'll just put him there for a minute. He's definitely too small for him. So yeah, I guess more in line with 1/6 scale figures. May not be exact, but it's definitely, you know, better than this. Alright, so I've got him on a rotating base, and I just want to show you all the details as he moves around. You can get a good look. Excuse some of the hairs that seem to be stuck to his face in places. I'm only just noticing that now with the zoom in on the camera, so I'll have to go in and remove them by hand. But great job on the paint on the back of the ears there. I really like the hair. I do seem to keep finding his hairs all over the place, but I'll maybe put, I was going to say I'll put some gel in there or something, but I might just use a bit of hairspray just to kind of lock it in place. And with hairspray, it doesn't really matter if you make the figure look shiny, because he already looks shiny. But I'll go to, you know, I'll take measures to not get the hairspray on the actual figure itself. But yeah, maybe a little bit of hairspray will just stop the hairs from falling out and just keep it all together. Great job on the face. Look at the eyes, the teeth. I mean, it's not even too obvious that he has a movable jaw. And let's just get a look at his torso and his shoulders. Really nice the way the paint burns into each other. Great texture on the skin. The hands, the nails. Very, very nice. Turn down that brightness. Very cool color scheme for the original Gremlins. And his feet. Almost like reptilian kind of dinosaur feet when you look at them, like when you look at the toes and the talon kind of like nails. Interesting. Interesting little creatures. Oh man, I wouldn't want to be a gremlin. I'm always eating after midnight. That's my time. That's when I go down to the fridge and maybe some chicken, maybe a sausage roll or a couple of biscuits, chocolate bar, something like that. Alright folks, that's the end of the review. Got nothing but positive things to say about this figure. Thank God there's nothing wrong with my one, apart from a little bit of a warp on the leg there, but I think that's kind of sorting itself out now that he's out of the box. Just gradually over time his stance is starting to look a bit more natural. So anyone on the fence, I'd say definitely pick this up sooner rather than later, just in case the price ends up going up. You know, or whatever it is, the secondhand market, once they're not available officially anymore. You never know how it's going to go with these things. But this is the Stripe Gremlin from, you know, the original movie. It's a very iconic creature from an even more iconic movie. So, you know, stuff like this, stuff like the Pale Man and the Thorn from Pan's Labyrinth by Neca, I would pick up stuff like that sooner rather than later. And this is highly recommended. It looks exactly like Stripe from the film. Posability is really good. Packaging is really nice as well, so it's, you know, collector friendly. You could just display him in the box with the flap open or put him back in the box, you know, depending on what your plans are. But I got nothing but praise for it. I can't wait to receive Gizmo and the regular Gremlin tomorrow, and maybe one of the other one, you know, one will come tomorrow hopefully, and the other one will probably come the day after. So there's plenty more Gremlins reviews of the NECA figures coming up on the channel really soon. So hit the bell icon when you subscribe. That way you get an email notification every time I upload one of my new videos. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. You can leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, anyone on the fence, I would say get off the fence and pick him up, because it is absolutely awesome. Highly recommended from me. Alright, thanks for watching guys. See you real soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.